Hello, and welcome to bonus episode number 24. Bonus episodes coming... bonus episodes, I was going to say, come in hot and heavy these days because Star Wars keeps doing things, I guess. So for this bonus episode and the next one, we are finally talking about The Mandalorian because Kristen finally watched the end of it.
Daddy Yoda, I had off of work today.
She finished an hour ago.
I finished an hour ago.
Fuck yeah. So I'm Kate, and I'm here with Kristen, and Miranda. And
Kate's
Orca.
back, bitch.
What's up? Orca probably going to be borking in the background at some point. And yeah, we are going to be covering our general thoughts on season 1 of Star Wars' first ever live action show on the brand new and shiny Disney Plus, which has everything on it because Disney owns everything. Chris, why you're on Twitter right now? I don't understand.
He's being bad.
Bad.
It's the intro.
Dad is bad.
It's the intro.
How
You're
else-
on the podcast.
It's the
How
intro.
else will you know
So-
what we're
It's
talking
the preview.
So I won't listen to my wife talk? Okay.
This is a great point. She brings up great points. That's why she's on the podcast.
You also never
She yells
responded
and she brings up great points.
You also never responded to the great text I sent you earlier.
What texted? Oh, about Piano Man?
For those who don't know, I inexplicably, every time I hear that fucking Piano Man, I just start laughing. Even though it is...
Bizarre. It's like a Pavlovian reaction.
Yeah, I was laughing in the fucking produce section.
And it's not like a chuckle or like a smile either. It's like a belly laugh every time she hears Piano Man or the Boxer.
What happened to you? Oh, I love the Boxer.
I just just two of the objectively least funny songs probably in the modern Western musical canon.
Yeah, like the Boxer. It's funny because he's homeless.
Is that a song?
Yes.
Yes, it is by Simon and Garfunkel.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Anyway, already completely and utterly derailed us because Chris was Chris was on Twitter and I had to yell at him and I blame you.
That's
Hey
fine.
motherfucker, what are you drinking?
I
meant Chris.
sorry, that
As
wasn't
motherfucker.
Which motherfucker?
we
clear.
are
Rich motherfuckers.
It's just...
I'm drinking Scotch. Johnny Walker Gold Label Reserve.
Yum.
You other motherfuckers.
I'm drinking mint tea
Nice.
out of a giant coffee cup that says, "This is not enough coffee." It's a really big mug. It's great.
I'm drinking mystery whiskey.
Whiskery?
Mystery whiskey.
Okay,
Miskery?
Whiskey.
you're gonna have to explain that to the good
Okay.
people, I think.
So I just got a gift that was a like stormtrooper mold nice like
Helmet. Stormtrooper helmet.
that bitch, yes. Stormtrooper helmet for you to like pour and display your liquor in.
A decanter. You got a decanter.
Decanter.
Oh my god.
And it was given to me with some bourbon in it. And a couple of days later, I said, "What kind of bourbon is it?" And the answer I got was, "I don't remember." But it is good and tasty, and I am grateful for it.
Oh my god. I am
Wonder if it's
drinking.
Buffalo Trace.
You want to try it?
Yeah, but you
Ooh,
put
wait.
ice cubes in it. Hold on. It smells like bourbon.
Great.
I don't think it's Buffalo Trace. I think
It's something. It's something
that's-
higher proof.
It's something that's gonna be a little nicer too, because it was a special occasion bourbon. Hopefully, maybe that was the point of not putting the label on it.
Who's to fucking say, Miranda?
Oh my god.
It tastes a little high proof though.
Yeah.
Higher proof than I would normally drink. as a sipping, but that could just be because I'm a little bitch and I haven't had whiskey in a long time.
Apparently,
by
it
itself.
was advertised as a sipping
Oh,
whiskey.
okay, cool.
I was like, great, because
Fuck
I
me,
don't do
right?
shots.
Well,
or
congrats on
I don't
glad-
do like mixed drinks.
I'm glad for your sake that it's not
Cocktails.
Buffalo Trace. I like possibly my most unpopular whiskey opinion is that I despise Buffalo Trace.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
I
this,
like it. It's
this-
kind of my go-to cheap whiskey.
this whiskey is good.
Cool.
I don't know if I've had Buffalo Trace.
You probably have.
It's probably been a while though.
Yeah.
Listen, congrats on being both a bitch and a motherfucker.
Oh, thanks. I strive for that. What are you drinking, Kate?
I am drinking I'm drinking an IPA, guys.
What?
First of all,
Tell
I
me
know.
more.
Okay, so this is a Due East IPA from Boulder Beer Company, which is the oldest
Yay.
craft brewery in Boulder, at least until they close, because they've kind of been quietly shutting down, and
no.
everyone is very upset.
I like
for
Boulder
obvious
Brewing a
reasons.
lot.
Oh, I never
It's-
went.
I'm pretty sure it's the oldest craft brewery in the country.
That might be
Yeah,
right.
That might be true, actually.
That sucks. I
I
have
know.
Boulder Brewing like merchandise. My favorite shirt is from there.
Oh God,
I love
yeah,
that
no,
place.
We haven't we were gonna go to the fucking tap room because they literally also celebrated their 40th anniversary. So this is like super upsetting.
Fuck.
And we were gonna go to the tap. They like literally just like very quietly just like shuttered the tap room, and no
No.
one knows what is going on.
That's like
and
a big building, isn't it?
yeah, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it is. Yeah,
I wonder if somebody like embezzled something
I don't know.
I
because
hope
it's
not.
just very bizarre.
Weird.
Uh,
Interesting.
I will read you the can though. Take a picture of the can for what it's worth. Might be the last time anyone sees a can like this. For Christ's sakes. I know. So hints of lemon, peach, and pineapple cut through the subdued bitterness of this hazy New England style IPA. Because I'm trying to teach myself how to like IPAs using Kristen, your, and Brian's advice by going with hazies. It's a nice can. It's got like it's got a lighthouse and a stormy ocean. It's very pretty. I'm also drinking an IPA because I had like a shit whack of people over before the semester started because I think I accidentally invited like everyone in my entire department who are grad students.
Whoops.
So that's across MFAs, MAs, and PhDs.
Yeah.
Not all of them came. But anyway, I said I would have beer and I would have hard shit, and if they wanted wine or they wanted snacks, bring that. So of course everybody just brought me even more beer.
Oh.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
And then they left all the IPAs in my fridge and then like drank everything
Yay.
else, and I was like, guys,
Why did they leave the IPAs? That's rude.
I don't fucking know.
Those
'cause
IPAs sound lit too.
Those
Like,
IPAs sound
do you see how
delicious.
I know,
fruity
it's-
and tropical. It
Do you like it?
sounds?
Did you try it?
Yeah, it's
You like
good.
it? It's
I
like
like
fruity
it.
and shit, right? And
Yeah,
citrusy.
exactly. But yeah, no, they drank all the fucking giant ass 12-pack of Sierra Mist that some guy brought as a joke and left me all these IPAs.
Oh my god.
It was a weird time.
I mean, yeah, we got really, really, really blasted. And
Yeah, I went to bed.
yeah, people
Good.
people didn't leave until like 4
Yay.
a.m. I
That's
was like,
a no from me.
Yay.
listen, I don't know how this happened because I have never been this person, not even when I was a kid. So I'm like, I don't even understand. Not that I minded, but I was like, what is going on? Anyway,
Nice.
so now I have this. Now I'm drinking IPA from a brewery that may or may not exist anymore.
Fuck. I love that brewery. That's sad.
I'm sorry.
That's
Just to be the
okay.
bearer of bad news. All right. But anyway, now that I've told you the story of my life,
Star
And-
War.
I guess so.
Do we do that on this podcast?
Maybe sometimes.
Kate is the last Skywalker.
Kate-
The last Jedi.
Ah.
Is the rise of the last Skywalker?
The
That's the one.
Rise.
She uses
I
the
really-
Force and shit.
Yep.
Wish you could see my face right now, y'all. Anyway, for more of our thoughts about Rise of Skywalker, please see the previous 3 bonus episodes. I can't count. What is that, like 21 through 23?
Correct.
Spent 3 whole episodes on that shit.
It's a long
Also, if
movie.
you hear Orca barking in the background, it's because he wants my stressed potato.
Bark.
bark, bark, bark.
Yeah, we
Like,
need to
he
get you
sees me
something. We need to
Having
get
it
you
in
a
his hand,
stress.
and he thinks it's
yeah.
his.
Well, it really looks like a dog toy in his
does.
defense.
How Have you tried clipping a bunch of binder clips together?
That's what Miranda is doing right now.
He would
It's,
somehow make that extremely loud if he were to do that.
I
so.
would.
I know. It's fair.
Oh my God.
Boulder. So are we talking about Boulder Beer Company? Now I'm just like deep in
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
No,
Dewey's IPA.
yeah. Okay. Sorry.
She's
now
now
I'm
following
now
them on
I'm now I'm following. Oh yeah, they're closing on January. Pub on Wilderness Place on January 18th. Jesus H.
Yeah.
They apparently do everything through Instagram. FYI.
Great.
If you're looking for what they're doing. Okay, this has been Colorado's first craft brewery update. More later.
Oh my God.
Okay, Kate, can you Sherpa us through our overall thoughts? First with the listener question, kind of.
I suppose that I can. Yeah. So let's start it off as usual with general feelings that are not necessarily.
Oh, fuck, we
terribly
didn't do
cerebral.
when and where are we?
Oh,
Chris, when and where are we?
good.
5 years
Or-
after Return of the Jedi.
Okay. Where are we?
Lots of
Everywhere.
We are in
The
lots of
Outer
places.
Rim.
We are in the Outer Rim. We're on the one planet that they then go back to. What's that bitch called?
Navarro
Navarro.
is where the Smugglers Guild and the Mandalorian Covert are based.
It's
Yeah.
the Bounty Hunters Guild.
What did I say? Smugglers Guild?
Yes.
My bad.
You
Damn.
basic bitch.
Yeah,
Uh,
you are a basic bitch, Chris.
So yeah, that's on Navarro. We
It's
go to Tatooine. We go to that forest planet that is named, and I don't remember what it's named.
Sorghum or something.
Sorghum. Yeah,
Where
that's
Cara
right.
I see-
Dune lives.
Thinking it's sorghum, which is not.
That's
That
all.
is
I
a
also think
great-
that
the new one.
an alternative ancient grain.
An alternative ancient grain. I forgot about sorghum.
I forgot about sorghum. Great. Um, yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, just
those are the big
throughout
ones.
the galaxy. Those are the main ones. I'm trying to think what episodes there were. We didn't get a name for Queel's planet.
Was
I
he
don't
not on
believe.
Tatooine?
No,
No,
that
it's
was
not
Tatooine.
It
Tatooine.
was just another fucking desert planet.
There
Correct.
are
Yep.
7 to 8 in the galaxy. That's
Desert
that-
planets.
Yes.
So we have
7
Tatooine, Jakku, Queel's planet. Got 5 more to go.
Jeddah.
Listen. Yep. See,
Yeah,
I
there
told
you
you.
go.
We can do this all day.
Is
7
Jeddah desert, or would you consider Jeddah more of like a
Oh,
high plains climate?
Excuse
it's
you.
desert. There's sand and shit.
What was that?
Sorry, that's me laughing.
Do you have a duck in your
I'm a
fucking
duck.
home?
I've
Jeddah-
morphed into a duck.
Jeddah
Also-
City's on like a mesa, but Jeddah in general is kind of desert-like.
high desert.
It's got an ocean though.
Does
Is it high desert if we don't see?
I don't fucking know.
the high?
Yes.
I don't know.
It's a
Someone's
unique crystal desert planet.
I think it depends on the elevation above sea level. So that's hard to know.
This is the content that people come here for.
I think okay. So
Climate pod.
shut the fuck up, guys. According to Wikipedia, Queel is from Arvala 7.
Oh,
Or the
sure.
Where that
damn
bitch?
hell
That
that
sounds
is.
fake. That sounds extremely made up.
Whatever. They've got blurgs, and that's all I care about.
That's true.
Like,
Correct.
very
That's-
important to me.
okay.
I
And Jawas.
fucking yes.
Yo, there are anywhere
Sugas.
that ships crash, Jawas
Oh,
are.
that's why I thought they were on Tatooine because of Jawas.
That's true. But
Okay.
they were different Jawas.
Actually-
they had red eyes.
Egg,
Yes, exactly.
egg,
The Jawas
egg,
look
egg.
different. Their clothes are different. I listen. Okay, I'm in. For those who somehow don't know, Chris and I are in the 501st, the Star Wars costume group for like evil characters, and I have a Jawa, and I am also in a Facebook group for other Jawa people. And
Yes.
everyone is going fucking bananas, breaking down
yelling
this
about eggs?
costume.
Oh.
Yes, people are making their own eggs. I need to make an egg. But also, like, breaking down this costume, like, oh, if we just get, like, a few different accessories, like, can we also be, I guess they're Arvala Jawas as opposed to Tatooine Jawas? And everyone's like, no, it's completely different fabric, and, like, this has seams in it, and all the seams are here, and, like, the hood is completely different, and it wraps around, and all this other shit. And I'm just like,
First cosplayers are so intense.
yeah.
You can't just fake an Alola form Jawa, Kate. You need to work at that shit.
Fuck me. All right.
You have to make
Jesus.
more. You have to make more Jawa soup, and it's a whole thing.
Oh God.
There's just
All right.
these poor people who've like gotten into this podcast like lately instead of in the very beginning have no idea what the fuck we're even talking about. I'm doing callbacks from like episode 5.
We just referred to starting as Jedi Soup a couple episodes ago.
We did, but I don't. Oh, we did explain it
We
then.
explained it
Okay,
at the time.
okay. I feel better. Sorry.
If you're confused, just listen to our entire back catalog.
Please
and
don't do
it
that.
will make
Yeah,
it will
please.
become clear.
There was a
actually
time
do
when
that.
we didn't have microphones, so please don't listen to our
Yeah,
entire
those first like
catalog.
4 or so episodes were rough.
Fuck.
Listen,
Especially the first episode that we recorded like
70
3
times.
times.
okay.
Any fucking ways.
Cool. Is that where and when we are?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
We are in
Do
Jedi
we-
soup.
Do we have sorry, another
Yes.
another when we are question. What else is like right around this?
So something that I'm gonna mention when we talk about like what's happening in the universe right
Are you
now.
going to mention it into the microphone?
Yep. We are, I think the closest events that we know of at this point are Last Shot
I was gonna say.
by DJ Older, which happened roughly 2 years before this,
Oh, I saw this on the outline. I was just confused about it. Sorry.
which means that Ben Solo is 4 years old.
Cute.
Uncle Wow.
Trying to think if there's any other things. New Republic is, obviously a thing because it's mentioned. We don't know about the First Order other than that they've been, building for at least 4 years because it's 4 years since Jakku.
Cool. This
Yeah,
is
that's
helpful.
pretty much it. We don't really have much post Return of the Jedi content in the canon.
Cool. That is, yes, great. Kate, would you like to talk through that first point after we read Kaya's dad's question?
Absolutely not. Kaya's dad, real name Andrew. What's up, man?
Thank you for the.
When he gave us coffee, he
thank
signed
you
it
for the
Drew.
coffee.
So I think we should call him Drew.
Drew, sure. Thanks, Drew, for the coffee.
Tell us on Slack which you prefer, because I
Okay.
hate getting people's names wrong. Listen, we're at the start of the semester. I have to learn all these children's names, and I'm just like, fuck. All right.
Just give them numbers. It's fine. Don't-
Chris said I
don't
should
do
just call
that.
them all Chad, which I think is true.
That's pretty good.
I think you should get a whistle.
Oh,
Teach them
God.
like all the same little marches and make
What a
them
what a
learn
great
each-
idea.
Oh my God.
Turn it into the Sound of Music. Who says no?
All right, so Kaya's dad, for God's sake, asked us, who do you think was the most successful director in telling a story, and who would you like to see direct future episodes? So my favorite episode this season in terms of direction was probably Bryce Dallas Howard, who did the episode where Mando and Cara Dune are trying to teach the villagers how to not die.
Chapter 4, Sanctuary.
Thank you.
Yep.
you.
Look at me. I have the Wikipedia page open.
I'm so proud of you. Also, Disney Plus just has does not have the title names when you click on the episodes. It's just like Chapter 7. I'm like, what is the point of title names then?
Ignoring Chris. I think for me, like, the reason why I like that episode the most is partially due to the fact that it had the most, probably one of the higher numbers of female characters in there, which we'll get to because oh my god. And also, I don't know, it felt well directed. Like, I feel it was a lot of like action scenes and things like that going on, and there was a lot going on at night, and I was a little bit worried that I wasn't going to be able to see anything or tell what was going on. But no, I thought she acquitted herself very well and got everything she wanted to really out of those characters. I think that's the episode where we're introduced to Cara Dune, right? So
Yes.
and perfect. Oh my god. Absolutely nailed it. Perfect introduction. It was great.
Yes.
What about y'all?
I like Deborah Chow's. She did 2 of them. Chapter 3. Oh, Chris, I think they added the names because when I clicked on them today.
Oh, are they
had
there
them.
now?
I think so. I can check real quick, but
It is learning and evolving.
Oh my god.
Chapter 3, The Sin, which is where where Mando decides to bring the baby to the client, and then
Space Werner
asks,
Herzog.
yeah, and then asks about it, which is not normal. And then also the reckoning, which is the one where they decide to use the kiddo as bait, and that the one where Kuil dies, which made me cry.
Rip in peace.
Yes. That was sad.
my
That was
life.
sad.
Yeah,
Yeah. I also want to say. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Forgot to point out because I'm half asleep. Taika's episode, very close second for me.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it helps that it was. It helps that it was the finale and like everything had to like come
Yeah.
together. But like it was very Taika, and I like that his signature was on it. And Chris, who was it who directed the one with like the kind of the horror feel where?
Rick Famuyiwa.
Yeah.
That was
That
so
was-
fucking, like, the cinematography was so interesting and good.
Yeah. It was like very horror movie-ish, and I loved that he brought that style to it. Sorry, somebody else say something now.
Yeah,
no, that's great. We just like named all of them except for the ones that Dave
Except
Filoni.
But for me, I want to say my favorite was Deb Chow. I mean, it's tough because like it's, you know, part of it coincides with the writing. Like my favorite episode of the season was the finale, which was directed by Taika Waititi. But that also had the most plot, and I enjoyed the plot of that the most. And like, I also thought Bryce Dallas Howard's was incredible. And not this isn't to denigrate it, but like she just made Star Wars 7 Samurai, which is great. Like that's not a bad thing. But to me, what Deborah Chow did was most interesting, in the way she was able to get the shots of like the Mandalorians fighting at the end of episode 3, and you know, some of the, I feel like she was very good at kind of coaching them through the dialogue, which was not good.
I know the writing was a problem.
Yeah, we will get to that.
I'm interested to see what Rick Famuyiwa does with other things. He's been rumored in the past to be attached to the Cassian show,
Oh please,
Ooh.
at least to do some episodes.
please God.
And I feel like that would be very interesting and much more up his alley. I felt like I could see how good a director he was, but the writing was just not there for his episodes. That's kind of how I felt about his episodes personally, particularly the one in the prison.
Yeah.
But I'll be very interested. And Taika Waititi is just a fucking genius, as we all know.
Yeah, for the jailbreak one, I think I can tell he's a good director because everything visually was there.
Yeah.
Like so much, and the fucking writing, what the fuck happened?
Yeah,
Well,
no, I completely agree. I think
The Prisoner was funny because it felt like an episode of the Clone Wars. I was like,
that's true.
What?
Well,
It
which
like isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like I was just like, this is really funny. Like it is just are we watching the Clone Wars? Like we're watching the Clone Wars with different people swapped out. Okay, cool. I mean, there are notably many episodes of that where they're trying to steal a prisoner, so that's part of that. But sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Chris.
No, you're totally right. Yeah, that one in particular, I did not like that episode personally because I just really didn't like the writing, and I didn't like any of the characters. Like I just, they were just all nails on a chalkboard to me.
They were not likable.
They were not, but that's also the writing. Like I feel like
Yeah.
there's only so much you can do if that's how they're written. So I don't blame that on Famuyiwa, and I'm excited to see what else he does. But this Mandalorian made me more excited for the Kenobi show, because that obviously Deborah Chow is directing the entire 6-episode series, and I really think that she does a great job of like understated style and letting the scenes speak for themselves.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see what she can do with something like Kenobi, because obviously that it's him in a desert, and he's not going to be fighting any big Jedi battles in the desert. Like, so it's going to have to be a more introspective show. So that makes me excited.
Yeah.
Rando, what did you love?
Oh, I agreed with you.
Oh, hello.
I don't know a lot about directing, but I did really like the last episode that Taika directed. I don't know. I just thought it was good. And I think part of it goes into what Chris said, is that the finale really had a lot more plot than the others, than the other episodes.
Mhm.
And like maybe that kind of influences my opinion on it. But I still think that it was cool. I don't know.
No, for sure.
You know what episode was boring? The Gunslinger. Chapter 5.
Oh my god, we will get to that.
Fuck my life.
I just
Sorry.
want to. Yes, but I just. Okay, it's almost like we're saying that when you let people of color and women do things in Star Wars, it is good.
What?
No one on this podcast has ever said that before.
No, never.
Sounds questionable.
Yeah, I mean, like what?
How could you come up with that so easily?
I just.
It sounds so groundbreaking.
You know, I looked at the episodes and the directors we listed off, and one of these things is not like the other. Filoni.
Christ on Christmas, man.
Oh God, listen. I know a lot of fanboys out there really love Filoni, really love everything Filoni does. Loved his episodes, which were, I want to say, the first and the fifth one, right?
Correct.
Yep.
They did nothing for me. They did negative things for me, as a
were
matter of
bad.
fact.
They were not good.
I mean, I know people were like curious to see what he was doing with live action, because I don't really know at this point if it was the fandom that was like, oh, we want to see Filoni do live action, or Filoni like went to Kathleen Kennedy or whomsoever and was like, I would like to do live action, but he can't do it, man. Like I don't
great, Bob.
know why. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the fuck happened, especially in the goddamn editing room, because the first episode, I was like, why am I watching an action sequence happen in slow motion? I am literally bored watching the bar fight.
Correct.
It was wild times. And then he and Favreau went out for a beer, and he was like, hey, can you put Ezra in the fifth episode and then put it on Tatooine, and then I can have Ezra on Tatooine to be funny. Like, let's do that again. Because, like, the baby bounty hunter who gets dead, like, it's Ezra. Like, you made Ezra.
Yeah.
Why did you do that? God.
Unclear. Yes, correct.
Yeah, my understanding is that Filoni does want to do live action like in his life, and so this was like a little baby's first steps situation.
He
So
fell
not-
down.
Baby
on his...
fell on his
It's
face.
so
Yes!
nice that
Yeah.
white men just get to do that.
Yep.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Must be fucking nice.
But and like, to be fair, he could get better, and like
No.
I have more negative feelings than positive ones about Filoni at this point, but it's also undeniable that he like is responsible for some of the greatest Star Wars storytelling ever.
Sure.
But yeah, this was just, if they were going to give these to him, they needed to put more training wheels on it and like maybe pair him with a more experienced director, because they were rough. Like, and like you said, the pilot in particular was brutal.
Yeah.
Like, it was just not a high quality TV show. Like, I finished watching it, I was like, is this it?
Can we, like, why did this man, I mean, I know why, but because lots of things, but because, like, why did this man get 2 episodes of the show to direct, and Rick Famuyiwa only got, like, that one, right? You got 2?
The
All right,
only
just
other
kidding.
person I think who got 2 is Deb Chow.
Deborah Chow and Rick Famuyiwa both
was
got 2.
What was the other one he did?
Episode 2, the Wandering Through the Desert and with the Mudhorn, was Rick Famuyiwa.
Oh!
That was lit.
I love that one, but I love Jawas.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Also, like, why did Dave Filoni do the first episode?
That is
Unclear.
the question.
Yep.
Like, I was really excited for The Mandalorian to come out. And then the first episode came out, and I was like,
It was very whelming.
that was a show.
That
Yeah, it was-
medium whelm.
It's like, I
Yeah.
hope that it goes better in the future.
It was
Luckily,
extremely fine.
It did.
It was extremely fine.
But I was
Yes,
like, oh,
great.
I will continue watching because it's not. I mean, it's a Star Wars. I'm gonna watch it, but.
But
Great.
yeah, no, like my
Thank you for this
reaction to the
content.
first episode when it ended was, well, pilots are usually worse than the series.
And, you know, Filoni has had a track record of the pilots for various other stuff he's done being yikes on a bike. So,
Also very very rough.
yeah.
Like go back and watch the first episodes of Clone Wars and Rebels. They're
They're not great.
rough.
They're not great.
Which is fine. Like you're learning your characters, you're learning what your stuff is. It's funny because to me, the first episode, if it had been animated, it would have been so much better.
Yeah.
With like because like you can tell he doesn't know how to direct choreographed
Humans.
fight scenes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he also like doesn't know where to cut things. And like,
Yep.
because in animation, you can do much more nuanced stuff with like facial expressions, and you basically
Especially
have
when
like
you can-
total control.
See people's faces.
Yeah,
Big if true.
What a concept.
and like, if voices are weird, it doesn't matter. It's like less incongruous. The fucking like bizarre Horatio Sands character, blue alien character, was just so weird and uncomfortable. I did not like that.
Yes.
But I will say, in his defense, not that he needs defending because clearly he gets to do whatever he wants over there. It was his first time,
Boys.
and he could very well get better. I don't think he's going to be a horrible director forever. I just kind of hope
he will
other
have
people
that
get opportunities
He will
instead
have that
of him.
chance to be horrible forever. Don't worry.
I mean, we live in a world where John Kasdan exists, so
It's so true.
Book me. Speaking of white dudes who just keep getting chances to do things, even though, you know, mediocrity out the waz. How about Favreau's writing, and he was the only writer on every single fucking episode?
Pow, pow.
Womp womp.
he is not a good writer. He has
Womp.
never been a good writer. I do not understand everyone's love affair with Favreau. I truly do not. He has never shown himself to be more than a slightly above average writer who can do humor in dialogue occasionally with the right actors. And usually one of those actors is Robert Downey Jr., who is like well known for being one of the greatest ad-libbers of his generation.
Yes. Sorry, Kate. Slight correction. Episode 6 was the story was by Christopher Yost and the teleplay was by Christopher Yost and Rick Famuyiwa. Did I say that right?
I believe it's Famuyiwa, but
Yes, sorry, Famuyiwa. Yes.
that was the prison
the
episode.
prisoner. Yeah.
Well, excuse
Just
fucking
that's the
effort.
only one though. Sorry.
Interesting
I looked.
that it was. It's interesting that it was that one though.
Yeah, he's the Christopher Yost, who I don't know who that is. He's the head writer of Marvel Comics animated series The Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Sure. And the co-writer of a comic book series. Okay. Sure.
IDK.
That's cool.
But yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
I
I just
so many
wanted
feelings
to
about
No, facts are facts. Yep.
I have so many feelings about Jon Favreau, and all of them are negative. Like, and I'm sure he's a perfectly kind person. Like,
You don't
but
know that.
I don't. You
Sorry.
know what? You're right. He's probably not. He's a white man. But
Oh.
I just don't understand why people think he's such a good writer. And like during the lead up, like my running joke was that we're going to be at like the middle of season 2, and all we're gonna know about this show is that it feels like Star Wars, and it's based on the toys that Jon Favreau had growing up.
And that's almost what
And
happened.
we're not that far off. Like I don't, and like I will also say I actually enjoyed this show a lot more than I expected to. Of all the things coming out in December 2019, I did not expect The Mandalorian to be my favorite, and it was.
Yep. It be like that sometimes.
But I just like I don't understand what his point of this show is. Like there were just so many episodes where just like nothing happened, and not in like a fun character development way, but just in a nothing happened way.
Half of the episodes seemed like they were Empire's End, except like only the middle section where they're all walking through the desert on Jakku.
God,
Like,
yes.
Jakku all day
Mm-hmm.
for 35 to 45 minutes once a week.
Like it's I
true.
know Star Wars has a history of terrible dialogue that like people can't say in a realistic way, but that doesn't mean we need to try for it, Jon Favreau.
God damn.
Really
okay.
dedicating himself to the brand.
And Star Wars, TV shows. Well, granted, we've only had animation, but they also have had a history of just being extremely episodic in nature, at least in the first season and everything. But at least it always felt like you were learning, or most of the time, I should say always, because God, the Clone Wars, Jesus, it
Let the
usually
Clone Wars
felt.
live. It's complicated.
I know.
The Clone
But,
Wars are bad, TM,
my
but
God.
let me live. They're my favorite. As I look at a pop Funko of Cad Bane, he's at the front next to Thrawn of my small army.
Blue boys,
Boys
yes.
lead the way.
They sure do. All of them are together.
Well, obviously.
You
Yeah.
guys stick together. You're
it-
blue.
It usually felt like, at least for most of the episodes, that you would be learning something about the world, about the characters. I think actually the first season of Rebels did a fairly good job of establishing, in an episodic nature, who these characters were, like a very general background about them, what the relationships were, and things like that. And here, it's just, we got drips and drabs of Mando and Cara Dune's bro relationship, and obviously Mando's parental relationship with the baby,
Babby.
the child,
Babby Yoda.
and maybe a little bit of, I guess, of Carl Weathers being boss man for Mando, but that's like it.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I liked. What did I write here? I wrote. Oh, sorry, I'm stepping on Miranda's cord. I wrote something. I can't read. I wrote something about the characterization somewhere, but I don't know where it is. It's fine.
Maybe it's in the real part of the...
It might be in the real part, but it's fine.
The real part.
I liked the characterization of the. Oh my god, my brain is not working. So, duck, duck, goose. Someone else go besides me. Sorry.
Okay.
I can't think right now.
Duck, duck, goose.
Chris is
Fuck
the
just
goose.
happened. Great. I don't even know what to
The
do with
Ugnaught,
that.
sorry. The Ugnaught.
Oh,
I thought
Quill? Yeah.
Yes, Quill. Sorry. Fuck, I used his name earlier too. Yeah, I thought his characterization was really good. I cared about him a lot.
Yes. I agree with that. I was, speaking of the show, though, having a problem incorporating women, though the puppeteer for Quill was a woman, and yet he was voiced by Nick Nolte, and I don't...
It was very confusing.
Yeah, this season had a lot. Like, this season was basically entirely Jon Favreau chose who he wanted to work with.
Ugh.
And this is and it's a very Hollywood thing. It's not unique to Jon Favreau. It's not unique to Lucasfilm. Like, you know people. Like, there was an interview that Gina Carano gave where she said that, like, John wrote the character for her as well, wrote Cara Dune for her. And that's great. And like, I think that she was a revelation and one of the best parts of this show.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Both in how amazing her character was, but also in just how well she sold it.
Yes.
Especially because, like, the only big thing she had been in before this was Deadpool and Deadpool 2, I want to say. And
I think
or was it the first one?
The internet
What?
said it
She
was
was the
first
Russian.
one.
All right, my bad. Anyway, her character basically did not talk.
yeah.
So I had no idea what to expect from her.
Yeah, so I mean she just like clearly just has an incredibly strong natural charisma to her, and it's really impressive.
Oh yeah, and like and that bounces off of Pedro Pascal extremely well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
having said that, when you write shows for characters that you want, like for actors that you want, this is what happens. You end up with shows where every single character that doesn't need to be a woman is a man. And
quote unquote need.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Heavy air quotes on
Yeah.
that. Like, because that's who these directors know, because that's who these directors are friends with, or writers, excuse me, because he wrote it, didn't direct it. And so, you know, one in a row for getting Gina. That was incredible. Pedro Pascal, I'm very excited for him to get to do more. And I hope that we see him used a little more aggressively in the next season. But it's frustrating because you very much have a situation where Favreau's like, and other people do this too. Rian Johnson does it. J.J. Abrams does it. Like, you get a lot of side characters who are played by people who are just personal friends of those writers.
She
Or
was
you
in
get-
Fast and Furious 6 also.
Oh, that's
BTW,
that's right. Excuse
which
me.
I have seen. But I did not realize she was in that, since several Fast and Furious movies have come out between 6 and now.
But that's what happens when you, like, all these internet nerds talk about, why can't we just get the best person for the job? I'm like, okay, hold auditions.
Yeah. And
What a concept.
the thing too, it's not even like who these writers know. It's like who they bother to think of.
Yep.
Like,
Which is how you continue.
yeah, Jon Favreau isn't out there in the world not knowing a single fucking woman. He just doesn't like think that they might be capable of like acting, being in a Star War.
And not knowing is a choice, because that means you don't care to know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I really just want somebody to Photoshop Jon Favreau's head into that Billy Eichner gif. For $1, name a woman.
Damn it.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And
but
like,
this is also
sorry, there's just no reason that like every single character in this like can't be a woman. Not to say that they all should be, although that would be super lit, but like we didn't see an actual woman speak who had her face showing until the 4th episode.
It was
Yep.
very rude.
And out of an 8-episode season, that's fucking disgraceful.
Out of a season of any length, that's fucking disgraceful.
Yeah.
And like, you know that the Armorer was conceived of in Favreau's brain as a woman because that would be like edgy and unexpected. Like, you know that that's what's behind the Armorer and Cara Dune.
So the other thing is when you don't care to know women who can be in a Star War, is that you cast folks like Ming-Na Wen to get dead within
my
5
God.
minutes of her
Listen,
showing
so
up.
Fucking
mad.
listen.
I was just gonna
Oh
bring
my
that
God.
up. Obviously,
so-
all of us are very angry about this.
Like,
for
fucking
some
mad.
character development of some no one that we're never gonna fucking see again, probably.
But also, I feel like they didn't super hype it, but like Ming-Na Wen being in this was kind of a thing.
It was a big
Oh,
fun
yeah.
deal.
Oh,
We were
yeah.
excited.
Every episode, I'm like, when is Ming-Na Wen gonna be here? When is Ming-Na Wen gonna be here? I want to see her fuck some people up.
I would like to see Ming-Na Wen.
Like, they
Yes.
put her on the publicity tour. Like, she was not billed as a guest star.
Yeah, isn't
Right.
it like that thing where they in the UK advertised A New Hope?
Like Peter Cushing.
Peter
Yeah.
Cushing,
That guy?
yeah. Yeah.
And then everyone saw the movie and was like, what the fuck is this? It's like that,
Very
but
funny.
for a woman of color. And we're all
Yeah, and we are to assume she was fridged.
Yeah,
Right. I see. Listen, I was like, I went on Twitter to complain about this because where do you go to complain about things? And I saw these people being like, "She's not dead, guys." Duh. Big like 50 eye roll emojis. And I'm like, okay, white women, because it was only white women who were saying this, of course.
Funny how that works.
I know. Like, it doesn't. Like, at the end of the day, does it really matter if she was
No,
fridged or not? If she
No.
got dead within 5 minutes?
no. No, it
Yeah.
doesn't.
I
And
didn't think
it'll
she
be great
was-
if she comes back, but that doesn't undo the
Yeah.
shitty writing of her to begin with.
I didn't
Yeah.
think she was dead, but I was super pissed that like
Oh, I guess that was it.
it's like, here you go.
Yeah.
Have a cookie as a treat.
They
we're
took the
done
cookie
now.
away. We didn't even have a bite. It was like half a bite. I got
I
one
know.
whiff of the cookie,
Was
and then
this-
they took the cookie away.
Was this good
Honestly.
enough? We will now take our representation back. Please go about your day. She may or may not be dead. Good luck with that.
I want fucking
Yeah.
reparations from Lucasfilm for this fucking shit. Like, honestly,
Fair.
I just
That is fair.
Yeah, but like,
God.
and that is exactly what we're saying. Where Favreau and Filoni are choosing not to care about what happens off screen with this, and choosing not to pay attention to the message that they're sending. And we talked at length about Rise of Skywalker, but I think you could easily argue this is a choice that J.J. Abrams made as well with Rose. But they are choosing to say, we are going to show in this series what we think matters, and we don't think that this female character of color matters.
I've never heard that one before.
Mm-mm.
You had Ming-Na Wen and you let fucking Ezra Light talk 60 bajillion times more.
Right?
Like, is this
He
a
wasn't even a
joke?
good fighter. He was a dumb idiot.
Oh, God.
And like,
Yeah, and, like,
if they
again,
wanted
it
him
just
to
wasn't
really
even a
be
good,
Ezra Light, they
well-written
should have made him younger. Because I was like, how are you still alive? You look like you're in your early 20s and you seem very inept.
It's really funny because apparently, like, he really hated Rise of Skywalker and, like, mouthed off on Twitter about, like, how terrible it was. And it's like, well, have fun being known as Bobby Cannavale's brother again.
That has acquired 1 parentheses numeral 1 yike from me.
Yes. One yike.
But yeah, it was just... that episode was,
Yikes.
like... And, like, leading up to Fennec getting shot, me and Kate were kind of like... Because we had seen a bunch of reactions about how, oh, this is the worst episode yet.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, leading up to it, we were like, this episode seems fine. It's just boring. There's nothing really happening.
It's fine. I was really into the Tusken Raider played by
Yes.
the deaf actor who
Yeah.
was using sign language. That was really fucking cool.
That was dope. That was my favorite
was-
part of that episode.
Me too. It was amazing. Like, that would have been a highlight for me, even if the episode had been good, like, overall. But it wasn't, because what the fuck?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then, you know, the Fennec Shand stuff happened, and she wasn't even given anything to work with. Like, her character didn't have a point. Like, how do you get Ming-Na
except
Wen
to
and,
die.
like,
Yeah. And that fight
Yeah.
was like 6 seconds. We didn't even
Yeah,
get to
and,
see her
like-
do much hand-to-hand combat. We just got to see
No.
her kick that little kid's ass.
which, like, granted, amazing,
Yeah.
but how do you advertise her as a cast member? Again, if it had been like
Rude.
Ming-Na Wen guest starring, like, I think that would have been a completely different situation.
Because that's what
Still
a guest star
terrible,
is.
But yeah, exactly. Like,
Or
we
can
would have
be, I
known
should say.
not to expect her past one episode. But the way they built her up, the way fucking Bob Iger announced that she was a cast member, and they put her on the press tour, and they did like a feature in EW about who is Fennec Shand.
Oh my God.
And like, you can't
Rude.
do all that if you're just gonna kill her after 5 minutes of screen time.
We
Very
got
Again, unless you're J.J. Abrams.
more information about Fennec Shand and that feature than we did in this episode.
Correct.
Accurate.
Yep.
100% accurate.
Yep.
Okay. We need to move along.
All right.
Because somehow this episode's
move.
still going to be heavy, even though I made us cut it into 2.
Well,
here we are. Here we are, being the Book Wars pod.
It's true. Well, let's talk about things we enjoyed.
The baby.
Such as
What?
the baby.
Baby. Who wrote "I would like to see the baby"? Was that you, Miranda?
I thought that,
That
was
was me.
you.
No, it was
That was
Kate.
me, guys.
I would like to see the baby.
Who wrote the
No.
next one? Because I thought that was gonna be me.
Me.
I
Yeah.
also thought that was gonna be you.
God.
Liz,
Um.
The sub point of that is Miranda.
No, the sub point is me. I don't know who put the first one.
Oh, that was Kate.
That was me.
This is just a lot of
Oh
gay
my
screaming.
God.
Sorry, we're
okay.
cloaking it. We're literally talking. Anyway, it's fine.
Sorry.
The
All
baby.
all right,
the
all right.
baby.
So the baby. I put this on here because, as you know, you probably know if you're a longtime listener of the pod, I don't like children.
No.
I really don't like children. Like unless they belong to my friends, in which case, like I will. That's fine. I
That's
don't
fine.
I was about to say,
like.
I
I
will
don't
pet
like
it.
children. Yeah,
don't
exactly.
do
Like
that
I will
to
pet it, and
I will knit
maybe
it a
I will hold it,
thing.
and then I will give it back. I fucking love Baby Yoda so very much. It's
Same.
the cutest fucking thing I have ever seen. And for like a precious like maybe 24 to 48 hours after the second episode came out and Baby Yoda was the cutest fucking thing ever, the fandom was not ripping itself apart, and that in itself is a miracle.
It was a beautiful
Agree.
time.
It was a
I
beautiful
mean, and
time.
I said this, I think, on our Rise of Skywalker wrap up, but the extent
Not enough
to which
Baby Yoda in Rise of Skywalker. Sorry.
True.
right? But like the extent to which Baby Yoda has become like the focus of a national conversation, and I mean that completely seriously, is kind of unseen since the original trilogy.
Agree.
Baby Yoda is the gritty of Star Wars.
Yes.
It's just so pure.
I love it.
Like
God,
I
he's
love
so
it so
fucking
much.
cute.
I will also
God.
say, I have and will continue to give Favreau a lot of shit about his writing. I thought Baby Yoda was handled extremely well.
Yes.
Correct.
And he didn't become a win button. Like, the reveal was shocking because that obviously nobody saw that coming.
Yeah.
Him using the Force on the Mudhorn, also shocking. Like, and then just like a lot of cuteness, like the do the magic hand thing, baby. Like how much the cast just like genuinely loved interacting with this fucking puppet.
Yes.
Like it was very well done.
And
And,
it was just-
and in its understatement.
and just so joyful, all of it. It was
Yes.
so
Right.
good. Like we are living in the literal worst timeline, and I needed Baby Yoda, and I had no idea.
Yeah.
It's so true.
And I think part of it too is like kind of like Chris said, he wasn't the win button. Like there's no Deus Ex Machina thing going on here. It's just like here's this baby, and for most of what we see, like it is here's this 50-year-old wrinkly baby trying to unscrew things in the cockpit and put them in his
Yeah.
mouth and like play with kids and put other things in his mouth,
and
he's
eat
just, like,
lizards.
touching things that he shouldn't be touching.
He's very
Deus Ex
cute.
Baby Yoda.
Yes. Chris, is this your exception to the puppet thing?
Yes. 1000%. This is the exception to my stop using. Honestly, Yoda in general is my exception to the puppet rule because puppet Yoda is better than CGI Yoda.
That's true.
Yes.
Agree.
That's completely true. But also, I
What a
saw
mild
I saw a
take
tweet.
that we agree with.
I know, but I saw this tweet somewhere that was like, I did not expect this TV show to be about a single dad trying to parent his child in a very dangerous galaxy, but I'm super into it, and I was just like, yes!
Somehow, yes. I hate children. Somehow, yes.
You know how much I love my just very tired Latinx dads in Star Wars.
Yes,
So
it's so true. Okay, let's move on to gay yelling.
okay, yeah, Chris,
Can I start with a quick
Sure.
introduction? So
Sure.
of course.
when the episode where Cara Dune got introduced, I was staying in Colorado.
Oh yes.
I was in Boulder, so I got to watch this with Kate and Chris, and it was amazing. I think I was just screaming the whole time.
No, because I'm pretty sure we literally kept looking at each other and being like, she's gay, we know it.
Yes, please.
I
Thank
just-
you.
I was- oh God.
Anyway, I wrote Cara Dune can choke me. And
Yeah.
Kate's sub point to that, speaking of gay yelling,
Is the armor can step on me. It's a fact.
and Miranda's sub point to that, this is how our outlines look, is
I want them both to step on my throat, good God.
Yep.
But yes, if you guys didn't know, Cara Dune is a former mixed martial arts fighter. I think.
Cara Dune, the character, yes.
Sorry.
Like, I thought she was a rebel shock trooper.
Galactic mixed martial arts.
Galactic.
Oh my God.
Okay. Anyway, the
I mean, there
person
is
who
that fight
plays
scene.
her
So
was a good mixed martial arts person back in the day, and like was very groundbreaking because how old is she now? Like 40 something.
What?
Yeah, she's like 40 something now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, but
You and Brandon are just like,
if you're wondering like why, I'm looking because I love. No, that's the character. Gina Carano is 37. Okay, she's not 40.
Okay.
Sorry, Gina. She could be 40. It's fine.
doesn't
Oh,
matter.
she has
But yeah.
169 centimeter reach. Nice. But
Oh my God, make this more thirsty.
no, but I think she was like primarily trained in Muay Thai and
Fuck yeah.
of course, which is like pretty typical for MMA fighters, but like she was doing things like this was in 2006. She was a female MMA fighter in 2006. So like fuck, that was not a thing when
Yeah.
she was doing that.
So cool.
So anyway, just wanted to plug that being a fucking cool thing, and that's why her hand-to-hand scenes are so insane, and it's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
I'm taking Muay Thai this semester for stress relief, and now I just want to like tape a picture of Cara Dune
Yes.
inside my like gym locker and like just like do it for her.
You should do it.
Do it for her.
Do it for her.
I also enjoy that Gina Carano does her own stunts during the fight scenes.
course.
Fuck yeah.
Pedro is not allowed to fight her. Pedro has a
Wait,
stand-in.
really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Not
She would
surprising.
kill him.
Oh, yeah. Well, like she doesn't. I don't think she like really knows how to pull punches and stuff.
Right. Oh my
Like she
God.
wouldn't, right? Like that's
Yeah.
actually like
Right.
a hard thing to learn.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's the best. Oh my God. I just love her. I'm going to stop before this becomes
Yeah. Moving on.
even more
situation.
Okay, wait. Okay, so Kaya's dad
I was
also would
gonna
like to
move
know.
on to that.
AKA Drew,
Yes.
Oh,
allegedly.
what?
Oh, nothing.
Oh.
Miranda was just gonna read it, but you read it, Kate. Go ahead.
So he asked, would Cara Dune step on you, and who would be first? And I'm just like, am I good enough for Cara Dune
No.
to step on
I know.
me?
I was
Oh,
going
I
to
am
say she
not
would just
nearly
punch
good
me
enough.
out.
Yes.
I would
you
also
know.
take a punch.
Yeah.
And
Oh fuck yeah! Like right in the neck,
Anything. Yep.
absolutely.
I just yeah. Yeah.
What did you say?
Right in the neck.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, we were all agreeing that we are not good enough to lick the scum off of her boots. So
Absolutely
that's it.
not.
Yes.
Like, would she step on me? No, because I am an embarrassment to humanity, and she would spit on me.
But do I want her to step on me?
Yes. That's a
Yes.
different question.
Crush my windpipe in any way you feel.
Last point, I think, unless anybody has anything else in our overall thoughts, the Mos Eisley Cantina being run by a droid fucking sent me.
I
It
know.
was so
that.
funny. I like lost it.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I think those are our thoughts. Should we do some of our other listener questions? We have, if you send in a listener question and you don't hear it here, it's because it's folded into the next episode of our kind of more analysis. What this adds to the universe. What do we want to see? So hold tight for that. And if you have more questions in that vein, fucking hit us up. One person responded on Twitter. You guys are feast or famine. You're killing me. Anyway.
So Tam the fan, blah, blah, blah. I'm so sorry. At Tom the fanboy, I just said your handle very wrong somehow, even though
Tam
your
the
name is
Fawn Boy.
Tom.
Tam the
What?
Fawn
Tam
the
the Fawn
Tam boy.
He asked. We had Clotunians and Nyctos and a couple Twi'leks. They've teased Gamorreans for season 2. What alien from Jabba's palace do you want to see next on The Mandalorian? Gorgs. Done. Gorgs. I want Gorgs.
Is that the singer from Clone Wars? Because that's what I want.
Which ones?
Size noodles?
What are gorgs, Mom?
You've watched a little bit of Resistance, right? They're the little
Yeah.
frog motherfuckers
Oh.
that Jabba eats. Yeah.
Cute. Oh,
Yeah.
cool. The pigs. Please, pigs. I love
That's
the
what
pigs.
That's the Gamorreans for season 2.
Oh,
Oink oink.
sorry. Yes, those.
So, yeah, your life is made now.
Great. I know. I love them. I love pigs.
I want us to go back to Tatooine and encounter Rada the Hutt.
And you wanna do it into the microphone?
I'm literally talking into the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
Is Rada the Hutt the one from Knights of the Old Republic, or am I just
Stinky.
No, Rada the Hutt.
Stinky.
Rada the Hutt is Stinky from the Clone Wars
Stinky.
movie.
Stinky.
Yeah,
Yes.
stinky.
Okay. Cool. And then we got some questions on the Book Wars Pod Slack channel within the Tashi Station Radio Patreon Slack. Josh Bark is asking about Baby Yoda hot takes. I don't know that we have any hot takes other than he's very cute.
Just before.
My only hot take is that I kind of expected to hate him when the reveal first happened, and I kind of rolled my eyes, and boy was I wrong.
I hated that they gave him human giggling, like in the like human crying. I guess like his giggles were
Yeah.
fine, but like I hated that he sounded like a human baby in the beginning, and I was like, ugh, that's not the noise that would make.
That's a little uncanny. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Baby Yoda is the gritty of Star Wars.
I know he said that.
God.
I know.
yes,
I'm just
okay.
reinforcing it. That's my hot take.
Yeah.
My
that's
only
good.
my only hot take is that I prefer Yiddle, which is a portmanteau of Yoda and Yaddle, because it's fucking funny.
Yes.
For Yiddle or Yodito.
Yodito is excellent.
I believe. I don't know if she was the one to originate it, but I first saw it from Kate Sanchez of the But Why Though podcast network.
Yodito is light side Snoke.
Oh my god. Anyway, Josh would also fuck me. All right, Josh would also like to know, why is Kara the best character in the series? Because she's gay.
And she's
Fucking
hot,
dumb.
and
$1
she's
name a woman.
really, really good at fighting, and she like is fiercely loyal, and she's hot.
I
she
can't
could
answer
step on
that. In
Okay.
like
Jeez. Okay.
I just need to like go lay down and
Think about it
Yeah.
for a while by yourself.
You have
Uh-huh.
quiet time. Jesus.
Odie McOatface says, "How alive is Fennec Shan?" We covered this.
Great question.
I think.
If she's not, we riot. That's all I gotta say.
Also, I love the Slack because this received, I think, like 5 air horn emoji reactions.
Oh, I was
Yes.
So thank God for that. Yes, we all hope so.
I want to think she is, because there was that like little post-credit scene with not Boba Fett, because Boba Fett's dead, and if they bring Boba Fett back, I'm gonna be really mad.
It's gonna
because
be
it's canon that he is dead.
It's gonna be
He's
really
so dead.
confusing for some of us if they bring him back.
I mean,
Some
that's
of
a
us.
different discussion. I'll be furious. But I also don't think that Favreau and Filoni are good enough writers to know that she was important enough to be kept alive.
And kind of to that point, like based on how she's been handled so far in the series, like I don't know if I want her to be alive. Like, what's the point of, keeping her alive just to do the same fucking shit?
Just sigh. Sighing. All right.
Basically, I want Favreau to get a writer's room.
Yes.
Yeah, I
season
want to.
2.
I mean, for all I know, he may have one, but they're not credited, so fuck all.
And like, if you're gonna bring her back, which you should, because I think she would be really great. Women, people of color, women of color in the writers' room, so you don't fuck this up as bad as you did this time.
Seriously.
Yes.
just- Jeez.
All right, and then one final question, because there's a discussion happening in the outline, so I'll make an executive decision. Ryan L., again from the Tashi Station Patreon Slack, asks, "What is the way?"
This is the way.
This
This
is the
fucking
way.
duh. Okay, but like for real, I am in so I'm in several costuming build groups on Facebook because there are not yet CRLs for obvious reasons for Second Sister from the Jedi Fallen Order video game, which we will talk about in a bonus episode at a future date.
Can you explain what CRLs are?
Yeah, I was about to stop, Kate. CRL is basically instructions for what the costume has to include.
Yes,
you.
for the costuming group. So they're basically the guidelines, like your you know, you have to use this kind of fabric and it has to be cut this way, la 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 la. Like, they're the outline for what is acceptable for membership in a costuming group for it to be approved.
Cool.
So there are no CRLs, approved CRLs for Second Sister because she's so new, and for obvious reasons, the same reason for the Armor or Cara Dune. But the absolute use and abuse of "this is the way" in responses to various people's, like, you know, people will post progress pictures of like, I made this today, or, you know, I'm cutting these things out. Here's some pictures of my templates for, like, you know, making the
this armor,
you know,
blah, blah,
whatever,
blah.
yeah, this armor part or whatever the fuck, and all you see is 37 people being like, "This is the way."
Yeah, same thing in my Star Wars Legion gaming chats. I swear to God, every third comment is, "This is the way."
I love
And-
it.
It's so
Nice.
annoying.
And even though I'm literally in the middle of making a Mando, I'm in the middle of making an Ursa Wren, which is like slowest build known to man.
Yay.
Yeah. I haven't really been on the Mercs forums lately, but I'm sure that the abuse of "this is the way" on the Mercs boards, on the Mercs forum, is outrageous. So
Like, it is rivaling use of, like, "hello there."
I know.
I mean,
I
like,
know.
that's kind of what it is, though. It's fine.
It's hilarious. But anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Love it.
All right.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap it there. We are going to be back with another bonus episode on The Mandalorian, talking about in-universe implications and where we want season 2 to go from here. We're going to aspire to get that out this week. We'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, thank you for listening to this episode of the Book Wars Pod. As I said, next episode, we're going to be continuing with Mandalorian. And next week, we're going to be reading Myths and Fables by George Mann. The entire book. It's a middle grade book, so it is a pretty quick read. In the meantime, hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at BookWarsPod. BookWarsPod@gmail.com if you want to email us. And please rate, review, and subscribe to both us and the Tashi Station Radio Megafeed. It's the best way for people to discover the show and for us to help get ourselves out there and, again, hopefully end up on the podcast stage at Star Wars Celebration and be able to give you all merch.
And torture you in person.
And torture you in person. Speaking of merch, if you have the means, please give to the Tashi Station Radio Patreon and give us coffee at ko-fi.com/bookwarspod. As you saw this week, if you follow us on Instagram, you got some great pictures of Orca, Porkchop, and Jasper, thanks to Drew's generosity giving us coffee. So if you want more where that came from, give us coffee and join the Patreon. Our theme song is Whiz Bang by Poddington Bear. Our logo and artwork are by Joby Terror Design. For Kate, Kristen, and Miranda, I'm Chris. Thank you for listening to this special bonus episode 24 of the Book Wars Pod, and we'll talk to you later this week.
I'm not gonna be able to tell until like you do peaky yelling again, but it's supposed to make it so that you don't peak so much. Yeah, I should
Does that help?
Yeah, it seems like it was more when you were laughing.
Oh,
So
okay.
It's fine.
Okay, just think of Piano Man.
Okay, turn it up more than that. Like turn it to 75%.